what are the top 3 functions men play or men should play? So if you're single, what are the 3 things you need to be working on as a single man? And then I'm gonna come to y'all ladies. When y'all come try and come for us, I'm gonna ask y'all after y'all try to give us 3 things. But what are 3 things that men should be doing, period?
I'll give you 3 P's.
Yeah.
Participate, provide, and protect.
That was quick.
Participate, you have to be emotionally present.
Yeah.
You got to be mentally present.
Yeah.
You got to be self-aware.
Yeah.
And you have to be able to have the landscape of what's going on in your world and in her world.
Yeah.
The only way you do this is you participate. How you doing?
Yeah.
You know, how you feel emotionally.
Ooh.
I ask my sons this, how's your heart? Because I need to know. If I know that something is off with your heart, then I know how to address that.
Yeah.
Okay? Provide. We need a job.
Yes.
If a man don't work, a man don't eat.
Yes. Come on, man. Come on.
It doesn't get any clearer than that.
Right.
And protect.
Yeah.
You got to be willing to die for her.
Yeah.
And not just die like, okay, I'm going to jump in front of a bridge, but die to your flaws, die to you
pride.
wanting your way, die to, but I think it's supposed to be like this.
Right.
But your wife, oftentimes in the Bible, in the Proverbs, they always refer to the feminine as wisdom.
Man.
She will.
You know,
So, yeah.
I'm a single man, and so I'm waiting until I get married to do it the right way. But I was reading this book called For Men Only. And in there, they said something similar to you and said, men, if you are looking for intimacy in your marriage, when you participate, that is a quicker way to getting there because now you're making her feel like she's involved and she cares and it will open up more. So like what you just dropped was some good nuggets for the married people. If things are going wrong, participate. Ladies, I mean, y'all making faces over there. You know, what's on your mind? Who's going to talk first? Because y'all looking at each other like, wait, where do we go? How do we do this? So go ahead.
So I'll go back to where you talked about, you know, when Marvin mentioned about the whole how we are raising our daughters one way and our boys another way.
Yeah.
Because boys are supposed to be the head of the household, or men are supposed to be the head of the household.
Oh Lord.
Oftentimes, and I have a son. And my, you know, one of the complaints, even my daughter's like, well, I feel like he get away with a lot more than I do because we're teaching our daughters to cook, to clean. We're teaching them all how to go be a good go-getters. Make sure you get an education. Make sure you don't have to depend on anyone. But our sons, it's like we're wanting to protect them from everything instead of teaching them the same skill sets that we should be. That we're so hard on our daughters.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's more of a generational, cultural type thing.
Yeah.
That we want our girls to be strong.
Yeah.
And a lot of times it comes from single mother households or the women in the households feel like they had to do everything and they didn't have the support of the man. So we're engraving these things into our daughters. But it should be changed around because then when a man come in a relationship, like, well, what does she need me for?
Right.
You know, but we do need the man. We have to realize that as women, we are helpers. We are helpmates. We're to help him birth what God has already put inside of him. And not to take away from his role. And we have to also recognize our strengths. I may be stronger in the financial aspect. That doesn't mean that I run the finances of my home. We have to still come into an agreement to that, but recognize that I have a strength there. And so I think we begin to want to dominate in our different areas and not realize, okay, this person is on the same team.
Come on.
And so in our single season, we have to really embrace that season. We look at it, it's a single season, but seasons change. The problem is we don't know how long that season's going to last, so we try to rush the season.
Come on.
Like, well, I don't want to be in this season. Why? What have you done in this season that's going to prepare you for the next season that you're trying to go into?
Jacent.
Wow.
She said men are the head of the house. Do you agree with that?
I do agree.
For real?
Y'all was ready for us to do a death by 1,000 cuts, but I agree with everything that was said, personally.
I just didn't think you would agree with that because you are a strong-minded woman.
But you can be both. I think what happens is that I don't know if it's societal or cultural kind of norms, whatnot, that, you know, we assume that strong and independent can't also be submissive. Because in the world, who hunts among lions?
Come on, girl. Come on, girl.
Listen.
Come
The
on.
lioness.
Yes.
Okay. So the lioness goes out and hunts, and then she comes back. But so to me, it I guess would look one way in my situation, right, where I come across or people see me as a strong, independent woman, which I am and capable of doing, which I think personally as a woman was helpful for me to feel whole individually, so that when I go into a relationship, I don't have to attach my sense of self to another person. But when I do in my relationship, I submit to my partner. Like he's the one leading the household. Even if in a situation where, let's say, a woman makes more than a man, to me, the man can still cover all of the household, whatever, and the woman's what I think that there's nothing wrong with coming up under a man. However, a woman is not going to want to support or come up under somebody who's not taking her anywhere, which was already mentioned. And so what wasn't said was that the guy has to be a millionaire, or they have to be super accomplished, or they have to have this, and that. It's just that they need to have vision and purpose and be making progress toward that vision and purpose for a woman to say, okay, I'll sign on. Because women give themselves completely. Unfortunately, so many women give themselves to people who...
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
All right.
Uh-oh.
I'm trying to think how to say this. So, unfortunately, women will give themselves completely to somebody who hasn't shown them that they're willing to participate, provide, and protect. And then, because that situation ends up so messed up, they have all this healing that they need to do in their single season before they go back into being in a relationship. But people waste time in the single season, and then they start getting into relationships that look like a carousel. That's why the person changes, but the relationship or the situation stays the same. Wow. And so that's why I think it's really important to be able to have, a SARA program to get into, to utilize a coach, mentor, counselor, maybe all of them, because you might need it. There's a lot of levels. There's generational trauma. There's, people that experience their own trauma and hurts and hangups. And so I think that I agree with everything that was said, but I also think it's necessary that we make note that it has to be collective and community-based, that we help people get out of this. So what was said was, where are we getting this information from? Now, America's a rugged, individualistic society, which there's nothing wrong with.
Right.
But to me, no one gets made by themselves. It took two humans and then one divine being. Ooh. So it takes a village isn't just for children. It takes a village for relationships to thrive. It takes a village to support, new mothers. It takes a village to support men. And so as a woman, as a Black woman, knowing consciously the turmoil and the trauma that Black men have gone through, to me, it's my job, even if it's a man I don't know, a Black man I don't know, or a man of color or whatever, my goal is to support and send love and healing and joy energetically for that person, even if it's not my spouse. Not in a romantic way, but because I understand that person's plight, that if I see somebody, I'm going to smile and nod and say hello. I'm going to say, how are you doing? Because it's our responsibility collectively to support each other. So y'all thought we was coming for you, but it's our job as women to say, you know what? Good job taking time to reflect and heal and grow as a Black man, trying to be a good Black husband to whoever comes to you, right? Let that be blessed.
I receive it.
And the thing about it is, you have to realize, with Black women, or even just women in general, is that we are brought up to be strong, independent. That doesn't mean we want to be. Most of the times we don't have a choice. So we come off as this strong, independent, I don't need a man. It's because I don't have any other options. But I don't really want to have to be in this role all the time. I want a man who can support me and help me to drive me to live out my visions as well. But my job is in the marriage is to help him build his vision and birth his vision and come alongside of him. So I think the stigma is, women just want to be independent. They don't need me and all these different things. And the reality is, we don't really want to have to be that strong, independent woman all the time.
I think essentially, right, again, coming up under a man, wonderful. I think it's necessary. You have to give a woman a reason to want to come up under you and to take her hat off. Because some women don't want to be strong, independent, but some do. enjoy it. I enjoy the grind. I enjoy the hustle. I enjoy being able to dominate in my work. But that doesn't mean I want to do that all the time. I don't want to go home and have to do that in the household as well. So I think a man that can help a woman or show a woman that she has reason to be able to take her hat off and still feel secure, because that's what women like and need is stability and security, then she, in the right context, will give her all, will be able to die for the man as well.